Hello, time management fans. Thank you for joining us. Today we're joined by Laura Stack, America's premier expert in productivity. For over 20 years, her speeches have helped entrepreneurs, leaders, teams, and organizations improve output, lower stress, and save time at work and in life. Her company, The Productivity Pro, Inc., provides time management workshops around the globe that help attendees achieve maximum results in minimum time. Widely regarded as one of the leading experts in the field of performance and workplace issues, Laura has been featured on the CBS Early Show, CNN, USA Today, and the New York Times. She's the best-selling author of many books, most recently, What to Do When There's Too Much to Do. Hello, Laura. How are you
Hello,
today?
Glenn.
Hi. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me.
Oh.
I appreciate being here. Hello, everyone. Time management enthusiasts around the world, I understand.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Laura.
My pleasure.
Yes. Let's get started with the first question that I have, and I'm kind of excited to have you on the show.
Okay. Thank you.
First question. How did you come up with the idea for what to do when there's too much to do?
Oh, the title of the new book. Yes. Well, besides the fact that I have yet to find one person who says, "Oh, I have so much time on my hands." This actually originated with a seminar that I did for Verizon Wireless. I went to the ballroom and was doing the sound check and the AV setup, and there was a woman waiting for me in the front row, and who came up to me after I completed the task and said, "I just want you to know I'm not really excited that you're here." And I was a bit taken aback because I hadn't even said anything yet, and I didn't even know this woman. And I said, "Wow, thank you for that. Can you tell me why?" And she said, "You just need to understand about this audience that we're all working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and we're always hearing do more with less." And she said, "I really don't want a productivity expert coming in here and telling me how to do more with less." And she said, "In fact, I'd like you to teach me how to do less and achieve more. Can you do that?" And I said, "Sure." So I just took my speech and just twisted the language. Because that's what I was there to teach, was efficiency tactics. How can you do the same task in 30 minutes less, or save 90 minutes here or 60 minutes here? And so that's where the idea, Glenn, came to me. How do we actually do less? There's really no time management consultants out there right now telling people to do less. Everybody's trying to shove more into the time that's available. But I think doing more is kind of overrated. If you spend your day doing a whole bunch of tasks that really don't amount to anything and don't have any value and don't have any impact, I like to look at what is the outcome of a task. Because certainly you can have one person who works 8 hours and another person who works 12. And the 8-hour person can be more productive than the 12-hour day person, right? So it's not necessarily by doing more tasks, spending more hours that we're going to be successful. So that's really how I framed the new book. When there's too much to do, reduce tasks, increase results, and look at saving 90 minutes a day.
Perfect. Yeah, I can really see where that would be a whole different way of looking at it. I know if someone had to approach me like that, I would definitely be taken back and go, "Whoa!" But it looks like in this instance, it really took off. It really paid off.
It really has. I think it's in 19 foreign countries. We may have just hit our 20th. It's been sold in a lot of different language translations. It's really resonating, the whole message of, in these trying times the last few years, everybody is pretty much as lean as they're going to get and have kind of had it up to here and have shoved in as much as they feel like they possibly can. So, instead of doing 117 things, my clients, leaders are really resonating with, what are the 17, that are going to have the greatest impact? How do we get our folks to focus on those, not all 117? And then what do we do with the rest of it? Do we streamline it? Do we eliminate it? Do we try to delegate it? Do we contract it? So, it's just a very different approach and different way of of looking at work. But it really is a win-win proposition. You're right. When you first approach a client and say, I'm going to come in and tell people to do less, there's this initial what, but once they understand the mission and, trying to increase employee retention and satisfaction and reduce turnover, and get greater results in terms of profitability and results for your organization, then people go, got it, you're what I need. So yeah, it does take a little bit of messaging.
In What to Do When There's Too Much to Do, you outline a 6-step productivity workflow, PWF. Could you describe the model?
Sure. So the productivity workflow formula looks at, specifically how do we go about doing less, and breaking down what it is that we should be working on and where should we be spending our time, and how do we actually execute all the way from the strategic down to the day-to-day operational types of activities. So this is a methodology that I tested out on my clients. I kind of use other people as guinea pigs before I, go out and write about it. And so the Save 90 Minutes a Day in the subtitle is what they told me this model, the PWF, the Productivity Workflow Formula, has saved them. So it's a circular model, meaning, you're always kind of in it. It's a flow. And the 6 steps are, first, you have to determine what you need to do, right? So what should I be working on? So here we're looking specifically at reducing our to-do lists. Once you know that, then you have to schedule. You have to actually get time on your calendar to do those tasks. So here we're looking at how do we reduce obligations across the board when our schedules are so crammed. If I know what I should be working on, why don't I get it done? Then step 3 is looking at, okay, if I have the priority and I know what that is and I have a block of time, how do I sit down and actually focus on doing a task? Concentration is kind of one of those long lost arts, I think, in the workplace. So here we work on reducing distractions so we can increase that concentration quotient. Then the 4th step is when I'm working in a focused manner on this task, I might need some supporting documentation. So someone might go to their email and, there's thousands in there, or they spend 30 minutes just looking for the darn thing and go off on a rabbit trail. So we have to always be processing new information and being able to organize it as it comes along. So here we're looking at reducing information processing time and the volume of information that comes into our lives. The 5th step is closing the loop, actually delivering the goods, following up with a team, making sure that our processes and procedures are supporting the work that's actually being done around here. So here we look at reducing inefficiencies. And then the last one, it's kind of the axis on which your productivity spins, really. It's your capacity. And this is kind of foundational, I think. If you didn't sleep well the night before, it's going to be really hard to come in and be able to give this workflow your productive best. And so I look at self-care and reducing the energy drains that are going out in your life. How do you make sure you're at your best so that you can offer this peak performance? So in a nutshell, that's what the whole book goes through, that entire productivity workflow formula, Glenn.
Mm-hmm. So how do people know where to start when using the PWF in their daily lives?
Well, I think there are several ways. I mean, one is usually people just hear me describing it. They kind of get a sense of, I have a challenge with information or being organized or concentrating, or my schedule is full with too many meetings and too many interruptions, and whatever the case may be. Some people kind of know where they should begin the program. It's a very systematized approach. You don't have to start at the beginning. It's kind of, start in the area where you have your highest area of need. There's also an assessment that anybody can take. It is on the Barrett Kohler website. It's not on my website. My publisher is Barrett Kohler. So if you go to their website and just type in my name, there is an assessment that comes up. I think it's $10 US, but doing that is nice because I think you can take it 6 times or so in a year. So you can take it once to assess yourself, maybe take it again to measure improvement, maybe have a few other people take it for you, kind of use it as a 360 type of tool. So that would give you more of the specific quantitative analysis if someone were really interested in kind of knowing where to start.
Okay, very interesting. Maybe what we can do is we can put that link actually below the video
Sure.
to the Barrett-Kohler assessment. That'd be really cool.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Great. We'll get that to you.
Excellent.